in that set number 2. So
a lot of things just really working out for Coach Kung Fu and the rest of the Lady Tigresses. We've seen how much they adjusted, how much they changed up their plays from the first game, and ano talaga yung mga inayos at pinagtuunan nila ng pansin. And now that they're much more solid, much more consistent, and it's just the second game for them in the season.
Ball goes back to the UST side. Picar gives it to the middle. Amy Hernandez, way too much power on that attempted quick attack.
That set was too low for a spiker, a middle spiker such as Amy Hernandez. Whenever she jumps, you have to get that ball up because she really jumps high.
Laure, Piray. This is EJ Laure.
EJ
Laure just looking so comfortable being back home on the volleyball court.
And she's been getting all these broken plays and those bad sets, but she's making magic out of them, Anton. Her composure, kapag binabato sa kanya yung mga sets na dinidig na lang or hindi na nasa-set ng maayos, nagagawan pa rin talaga niya ng paraan. And that's the beauty of being an open spiker with so much talent, such as EJ Laure.
EJ with the pass. Here's the toss by Alina to Ea. Popped up by Polientes. It's a back set now for Viray. Oh! Right away, you could see that that ball was going to go long for Villarreal.
The flick of the wrist is what's missing for Janet Villarreal on that attempt. And she was there, she was high, she was on top of the net, but to bring that ball down was the struggle for her.
Zen Perolino is now in for FEU as we go back to Michaela Chavez.
Anton and Michelle, well, you know what? It's all about wanting it more. Right now, Coach Kung Fu Reyes has been emphasizing on showing much poise on their attacks, demanding and punctuating to them that they must exhibit visible traces of dominance and aggressiveness. Despite owning 2 straight sets, the Espana-based squad chooses to have no room for complacency as Coach Kung Fu Reyes still foresees unpredictability. Now, he has been firm when he uttered, "Stay consistent at walang kakalas." For this set, expect the girls to continue to show much prowess in what they're good at offense. As for them, when they have set the tempo of their offense, strong defense follows. That's all for now. Back to you, Anton and Michelle.
Pretty much everything going well, Michaela, for the Golden Tigresses. Just like that, Ea Laure continuing to pile up the points, smooth sailing.
And that's the difference right now between the Lady Tigresses and the Lady Tamaraws, is that on the UST side, they are able to convert their receives and their digs. And on the side of the FEU Lady Tamaraws, natataas nila yung bola, nasa set ni Jel Cayuna yung bola, but the spikers, they're having a hard time either penetrating the block and scoring a point on the defense of UST.
Now that, right there, was the most emphatic kill I've seen from Viray today. Look at the swing and look at the way she got that ball through the seam.
Really quick to decide to bring that ball in the middle of the blockers. A really big gap there between the 2 blockers of FEU Lady Tamaraws. Caitlin Viray, another attempt here for her, Anton. And this lefty is on fire.
That was a southpaw spike with some heat. And Coach George Pascua calls a timeout.
Gusto niyo ba bang maglaro? Sumaban kayo. Kaya niyo naman eh. Diba? Hindi lang tayo namimili ng kalaban. Dapat na kahit sinong kalaban lang, talaga magaling tayo. Bibigyan natin yung best natin. Bigyan nyo lang best nyo. Ilaro nyo kung ano laro nyo. Play your game. Play your game. Para tayo sa game lang. Enjoy lang girls, ha?
If you're Coach George Pascua, what else can you do? What else can you say to wake up these Lady Tams?
Aside from what he was doing, Anton really questioning the players of their desire to play, because the coach can only give so much advice, can only motivate you as much. But if it's the players inside the court who don't want to play or who are discouraged to play, then what can the coaches do but really motivate, give instruction, and just say practice what you play what you practice.
And maybe get something out of the rookies like Zen Perolino, who's pretty tall. She's 5'11".
Change up the mix, put
Yun.
in your bench players, and daming pwedeng gawin. But right now, it's a big gamble for Coach George Pascua. Of course, you're 2 sets down. Some coaches would really stick with their starting lineup and go the extra mile and see what happens in the end.
Whoa!
Hey,
Lauren with some power again and again and again. Let's go to Maris Domingo.
Anton and Michelle, we've seen Marta Mora's debut in this season, and we saw her that she came back from a middle blocker last season. Now she is a setter. That's why I asked her how hard was it being converted from one role to another. She said, nagtiwala na lang ako kina coach. There must have been a great potential that they saw, and I don't want to waste that opportunity. Now we will see how Marta Mora will maximize her new role with the Lady Tamaraws. Back to you, Anton and Michelle.
She had her moments in set number 2, but right now she needs a lot of help, and FEU's got to come alive. They've got to wake up because UST leads them right now 8-2 in set number 3. Well, if you're not able to come to the venue or watch the match live as it happens, all you gotta do is download the I1 app, check it out on your cell phone, on your gadgets, wherever you are, and watch the games over and over again, anytime and any place you like. Yung mga ginagawa natin pag on the way to the venue, after the venue, to see what happened if you missed out on the action.
Especially also for us covering the games, you have to be able to keep tabs on the players, find out what's update, who won, who lost, and it keeps us updated on all things UAAP.
Back set. Viray. FEU able to up that ball.
Attack is out.
Perolino way underneath that ball on that swing. And you see the world of difference in the game of Viray
FEU, number
today
1 out,
and
number
in the
18,
previous outing.
Villarreal in.
You see Caitlin Viray, the more opportunities you give her, the more she converts. And right now, the offense of UST, yes, it's normal. You have the Laura sisters, you have Hernandez, but Caitlin Viray is the added ingredient to the mix of the UST offense right now, and it's going really successful. Of course, you're led by Bicar, and another attempt there for Viray.
Ayuna, standstill set for Villarreal.
Jeanette Villarreal.
Nobody there to meet her at the top of the net. So Villarreal capitalizing on that opportunity.
Having one blocker going up against one blocker from the middle, you really have to have that variation of attack. You can't just spike in front because there will always be another middle blocker, sometimes much taller than you.
Substitutions
With
for
George
UST,
Pascua
number 4 out, number 16,
contemplating,
Machi Malomnan in.
trying to figure out how to
Number 11 out,
get
number 3,
out of this
Isa
funk
Jimenez in.
that his team is in, as Mangulapnan and Isa Jimenez have returned for UST.
On deck to
Really
serve,
early to
Machi
be putting
Malomnan.
in these two players, but Coach Kung Fu really taking no chances despite they have a 7-point advantage. He really wants to seal this set and this game.
Point goes UST.
Casey Galdones
Substitution for
Steady.
FEU. Number 7 out. Number
At the
2
top of the net.
Ebon in.
getting that kill block.
The score, 11
Blocking
serving 3.
is an aspect of the game of volleyball that UST wasn't that great at in terms of the
Service
numbers
error.
last season. They were only ranked number 6 as a best blocking team. So do you see the potential for them, Michelle, to improve in that aspect?
On deck to
Well,
serve.
if you've
Jeanette
seen their
Villarreal.
improvement in the first game, anything is possible for this UST team because they're all hardworking, they're all disciplined, and what the most important thing is they're listening to
Ayan,
their coach.
Laure.
So you see Galdones, you see Aime Hernandez. Of course, being a middle blocker, you have more opportunities to go up against the spikers of the other side, and they're really putting up a disciplined block. They're following the system, and you can see that it's reaping
Now
benefits
serving
now
Aya
that
Laure.
they are at a very big advantage in this third set.
15 points in the match for Aya Laure. Ebon trying to tip it over despite the presence of EJ Laure and Casey Galdones. Duremdes, Cayuna, Agudo flies in for the spike. Ebon will swing. Met at the top by Casey Galdones. Maji Mangulabnan to Isa Jimenez. Aya Laure keeps it alive. Ball sent back to the FEU side by EJ Laure. Here's Laika Ebon, met at the top by EJ Laure. Karandang on a quick attack, but Aya is able to keep that ball in play. Cayuna tossing it up to Agudo.
Van Agudo.
A Gatorade-fueled spike of the game.
What a rally coming from both teams. Everybody is just out of breath. I myself was holding in that breath. I couldn't let it out, Anton. Who would score the final hit? Ivana Agudo in that combination play from Jel Cayuna. What a defense displayed by both of our teams right now in the third set. And UST is just playing like they're not even up. They're playing like they're 2 sets down in that
Double
rally.
contact. Point goes UST.
It's a different type of attitude for
Substitution
Coach
for UST.
Emilio Kung Fu Reyes' players today. And
Number 12 out. Number 14.
reason why
Tin Francisco.
the
in.
UST fans are clapping is because of the returning Tin Francisco. She was the only player who did not see action in the first
Serving
match
for the
against
Golden
NU.
Tigresses, Tin Francisco.
And she's a well-respected player by the UST community. Welcome back, Tin Francisco. Aya to EJ! How about
EJ
that?
Laure.
That was a tight set already, but EJ Laure, the smarts of this open hitter.
Timeout,
She
FEU.
knew that the blockers was far from the net, going up against Jel Cayuna, taking advantage on that.
Shades of UAAP Season 76.
Wala ako na kaya yung talunin. Kaya natin manalo. Kakayanin natin. Kasi hindi naman kayo yan eh. Hindi yan ang gusto nating mangyari, di ba? Bakit natin ginagawa yung mga bagay na ayaw natin mangyari? Napagsisisihan natin. Hanggat may time pa ako, malayo pa yan. Kaya natin, sa ganyan lang pa sa depensa, sa block. At huwag natin sasabayan ng error. Ayaw natin manalo. Magtiwala lang kayo sa kasama at magtiwala lang kayo sa kakayahan ninyo. Lumaban kayo.
It's been a nightmare of an afternoon for FEU, but amidst all of the toughness and struggles that FEU has dealt with, Coach George Pascua trying to
The score, 14 serving
shed a positive
5.
light on his players.
He's really remaining calm in those timeouts and how he says the words coming out of his mouth, because I do agree with him, Anton. If you've watched FEU against UE, it's a much different FEU Lady Tamarao's team that we see. But it also depends on the opposite side of the court, because now it's a different day, different opponent. A lot of things, a lot of factors can be
Let's
considered.
touch on FEU. Point goes UST.
And UST is coming off a loss. So there is that motivation from the team of Coach Kung Fu to bounce back. Sinabi nga niya right after that loss against NU, as reported by Makaila, tingin nyo ba hindi na tayo pwedeng matalo? Because they were in the finals last year. So they have that aura of confidence. Hernandez rising quickly but couldn't put it down. Karandang does for FEU.
You see Coach Kung Fu on the sidelines, really not liking what was happening there on UST. Karandang was given the space by Jelka Yuna to go for that back kick straight into the floor of UST.
Agudo gets that one over.
It's an ace.
So that's an ace for Van Agudo. Targeting zone 6. And the libero of UST. Aya gets that ball in the air. This is EJ scoring off the block.
EJ Laure. Second technical timeout.
The Golden Tigresses continuing to shine bright here at the Mall of Asia Arena as they lead FEU 16-7. Still here under the bright lights of the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City, UST. Smelling. They're beginning to smell that first taste of victory, and that's always exciting and
End of the second
something you
technical
long
timeout.
for in every new season.
And now it's going to be nearer and much sweeter for UST because this is their biggest lead of this
Now
game.
serving Isa Jimenez.
They are already up at 9 points.
And they're already up 2-0, so
Point goes FEU.
in a very good position are the Golden Tigresses to attain this first win of the season. Karandang. Mangulabnan to EJ Laure. Kayuna will convert herself into a spiker.
That
And the
touch
gamble
on
pays off.
UST.
It was a great dig there by Ea Laure, but the net violation called on Mangulabnan. And you credit that point of FEU to Jelka Yuna, who is taking matters into her
Serving.
own hands with that 1-2 play. Being successful, scoring one more point for the Lady Tamaraws.
Mangulabnan to Hernandez. Hernandez!
Aimee Hernandez.
Wow.
Second time's the charm. And sabi ko nga sa'yo kanina, Anton, masipag. If hindi successful sa una, na-check yung bola, bumalik agad. She is up there against Jelka Yuna. You see the advantage in the
For
height of
UST,
Aimee Hernandez.
number 9
Her
out,
hand was
number
way
7,
above the
Baby Love
block.
Barbon in.
Just sending that one down with authority as Baby Love Barbon returns for UST. Kayuna. Ea Laure going cross court. What a dig by Buding Doremdes.
That
You gotta
touch
give that
on
point to her.
UST.
What a dive there. And I mentioned this earlier on in the game. We have to really credit the great offense, the great setting of Jel Cayuna to this
On
girl
deck to
right here
serve,
on the
Jel
floor,
Cayuna.
Buding Durendes, because she really plays with so much passion and it shows in each and every movement that she makes on the court.
Laure, with so much
Aya
distance
Laure.
between her and the net, but still manages to get the point.
It wasn't the strongest of hits for Aya Laure, but it was a smart hit nonetheless, going down the line. Kitang-kita niya Laika Ebon was stepping in the court to go up for that block, and you really go. It was a tough angle for her, Anton, but she was successful.
And the form, as you saw in that replay, very solid. Francisco, read well by
for
Villarreal.
FEU.
You know the crowd will erupt should Francisco get a point here. Trying
Substitution
to
for FEU.
get her back
Number
in the groove.
17 out.
And
Number
that's what
9,
the setters are
Jack
trying to do. When we finish the second set, care of Isa Jimenez, that was the play
The
by
score, 11, serving
Mangulamnan.
18.
Back-to-back points for her, and that's what UST wants to give confidence to, is to their bench players who are not starters, but once they get the opportunity to play, bigyan natin ng kumpiyansa.
Already, UST showing us that they have a deep bench. And Coach Kung Fu really
goes
shuffling
UST.
all of his cards in the 2 matches so far that they have played. And I can only imagine, as a player,
Now serving Machi Magulapnan.
that's so challenging, knowing that every single match you have an opportunity to go out there and do your role.
And it's much harder for second stringers to come off the bench, because I've played at the starting lineup, I've played
Isa
from the bench, and I can
Jimenez.
tell you, Anton, it's much harder to keep yourself ready because the arena is cold. Lalamig at lalamig ka after your warm-up, and you get little time to play, but you have to make a statement. There are no room for errors if you're coming from the bench, so there's much more pressure, and you have to admire these players who are stepping into and changing the first 6.
Block point
Isa
for
Jimenez,
UST.
despite it being very cold here at the Mall of Asia
Substitution
Arena,
for UST, number 8
is playing
out.
with a
Number
lot
10,
of
Mia
fire.
Victoria in.
as she raises the roof and gets the kill block.
Coach Kung Fu right now proud of his bench players contributing points in today's game, showing early on in the
21,
season how deep his bench is over at the UST side.
Victoria is now in for UST. She's a sophomore in college, but this is her first playing year in the UAAP. Attack from the middle by Agudo, but Francisco meeting her at the top. Victoria! And listen to that
Camille
UST crowd
Victoria!
celebrating after that point by Victoria, a JRS Express play of the game.
And you also see the bench players right now standing up and cheering. It was really a team effort, and it's good to see when they're cheering their fellow teammate who is inside the court, dahil minsan lang talaga mabigyan ng opportunity at nako-convert pa nila.
So congratulations to Camille Victoria, her first ever UAP point. And her second one right there
Block
via
point
kill
for
block.
Camille Victoria.
Look at these players celebrate. Look at the fans of UST jumping up and down.
She was up there all alone against Laika Ebon, and that is not an easy angle as a blocker. She well read that lefty, and that was a very good block for Victoria.
Welcome to the UAAP, Camille Victoria. And she will get another opportunity here. Villarreal, popped up by Barbon. Victoria again. Talagang binibigyan.
Attacker.
Itong si Camille Victoria.
And why not, Anton? If you're UST right now, you have the advantage to experiment and to give confidence to the players that have
FEU,
just
Jeanette
stepped in.
Villarreal.
Because of this big advantage, you are allowed to make rookie mistakes such as those.
Francisco getting that one through, but FEU able to keep the rally going and send it back. And
Goes FEU.
in a difficult way to the UST side, who could not return it.
So right now, we do not see over on the UST side a starting stringer. And most of them have already been changed by Coach Kung Fu, and we can see how they can finish this set versus FEU because they've had a couple of errors already in the last stretch of this game.
Saw the
Timeout,
graphic
UST.
earlier. Lowry Sisters combining for 22 points. The entire FEU team just 24.
Ay, kailangan pag ganyan, ako mo yung mali kasi hindi napapalo ng spiker mo yan. Para mas malakas na loob ng spiker natin. Wala na yung connection nawawala eh. Pag umangat, wala nang gumagalaw na maayos. Yung kumbaga, ano na tayo, delayed reaction na tayo. Wala na. Diba? Hindi na, at least, talagang hindi natin na yung over, literal. So kailangan control ba? You own the time sa amin yan, diba? Okay, isang basa lang. Tuloy mo kung ano yung play mo.
Let's go!
You really see Coach Kung Fu, no matter how far this lead is, he is still serious, giving instruction and really motivating the players. You see how importance he gives to Mangulabnan and her sets and
serving 23.
giving her the responsibility to become a leader right now inside the UST court.
Mangulabnan, the last player to be placed into
Attack is out.
the final UAAP roster for UST. Coming in for Mafe Galanza. That's
Villarreal
why-
Anton is doing a great job being consistent in her serve.
Mangulabnan did not even have to jump for that set. Ball delivered to the FEU side. Agudo. Jimenez keeps the ball in play. Balik ang bola sa FEU. Quick attack for Karandang.
Karandang.
Tuloy-tuloy na ang pagpuntos ng FEU. Karandang stepping up right now. So it's the middles of FEU. I will not say it's too late, Anton, but this is what we've been looking for. The serve of Jeanette Villarreal and the likeness of Karandang, who is trying to rally up her teammates and inspire her other teammates to come up and win.
Block point for FEU.
Spot on, Michelle, as FEU, this is more of the FEU that we know and the FEU that we saw against UE. Agudo anticipating that hit and registering that kill block. Combination play. Isa Jimenez flying in for the kill.
What a time to kill that ball, Jimenez, and the crowd goes wild.
Golden
Before that
Tigresses
play,
are now
Anton, I
at
was
match
looking at
point.
Coach Kung Fu. He was already looking at his bench. But you know, the split-second decision
Serving for
to
the
not call a
match,
timeout,
Camille
not
Victoria.
substitute, the trust that he has for the players on the court right now, alam na alam talaga ng coach kung ano ang kapasidad ng kanyang mga players.
Service sound.
UST at match point. Victoria sends that one long. FEU cannot afford to make any more mistakes as of this moment.
Serving for FEU. Laika Ebon.
Laika Ebon, the pressure is on her as she serves it up for the Lady Tams. Mangulabnan. Baby Love Barbon breaks down the wall.
Barbon.
And the second stringers of UST
Ladies and
managing
gentlemen,
to
our
finish
final
off
score,
this
25-20,
third set. It was a good run
25-16,
for the
and
FEU Lady Tamaraos,
25-18.
but a little too late, if I may say, Anton, in the third set to come alive and try to start a run for themselves.
What a win by the University of Santo Tomas in their first rivalry matchup against FEU. And it's always sweet, as you mentioned, to get that first win. And that third set was brought to you by Gatorade. You play, we fuel.
Also great for UST, knowing that the story behind the win today was fueled also by the eagerness to win coming from a loss. And it really takes a veteran team, a mature team, to bounce back despite the the consequences they suffered in that first loss versus NU.
What a moment for these Golden Tigresses, rewriting their story today against the Lady Tamaraos and coming up with the W in dominating fashion. So, it is time now to present to you our MG, Best Player of the Game, Aya Laure, brought to you